Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Michelle Fondin, and hey, guess what? I am on a very different format here. I know you don't see me over a video. This is very rare on my channel. In fact, I don't think I've ever done this on my channel, but I'm going to explain to you why I've done things this way and the reason for the differences that you're seeing here, not seeing my face as you usually see on video. I don't know. Maybe some of you are like, I don't want to see your face, so you can just listen to me via audio here. And it's not that I'm doing a podcast per se, although I have done podcasts over Patreon. What I'm doing here is I am doing channeled messages from my angels to you about the twin flame journey. Again, this is new. I haven't yet done this with my collective, with the people that I actually cater to over YouTube. I've done this on my own for several years. So I have regular conversations with my angels over channeling. I've never actually done it for an audience. So what I do when I channel, I actually sit down, meditate a little bit, and then I write down the answers, almost like a Q&A with my angels. And that is the way I personally do things. I do that in that fashion. For me, it is the easiest way to do things. And so that is why I am actually just doing it over audio here, because I don't find it particularly interesting to watch somebody read something. Since this is the first time that I'm doing this twin flame angel channeling, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read to you the conversations that I had with angelic guidance. And then following that, what I'm going to do is kind of give my feedback about the conversation that I had with my angels regarding the topic. So if you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe below, click on that bell, scroll up to all for all notifications, and thanks for giving the video a thumbs up. I anticipate doing one of these channelings every week for the Twin Flame Collective. This is something that came to my sister actually, and then it came to me that yes, this is the direction that I need to be moving into for giving messages to twin flames, at least, once a week, once every 2 weeks, we'll see, but I'm just trying to do it every single week. So there have been a lot of people out there in the twin flame community who have been really frustrated with this with everything that's going on, and a lot of crazy, tumultuous, disconcerting energy that isn't seemingly moving in a straight line forward. And so I decided to ask a very purposeful set of questions to my angels in order to get some straight answers. And as you will see here, the answers weren't exactly straightforward, but I think as a twin flame, you might be pleased with how things panned out in this conversation with my angels. So with no further ado, here is the conversation that I had with my angels. Dear angels, I'm trying something new. I'm channeling messages for the collective with you. One question I get most often is, will all twin flames who meet in this lifetime come into reunion in this lifetime? Dear one, that is a good question and one that does come up quite often. Here is how we are to explain it to you. Twin flames, God's source of light on the planet, meet to fulfill a purpose. Some meet to fulfill a divine purpose. Some meet to ignite source energy. Some meet to see the spark in one another. Think of cogs on a wheel. Together, everything can move quite smoothly. Dear angels, thank you for that explanation. I see that twin flames can have different roles to fulfill, and that each role is needed. And yet, the question still remains, will all twin flames who meet in this lifetime come into physical 3D reunion after meeting? Dear one, the question you ask is quite complicated. Divine love has sorted them out into groups, as we have mentioned. Things can get quite tricky when the human mind wants to possess things. Twin flames are already united, and that is why the question is tricky. There is no possession of sort, as in this object is mine, but there is a sense of belonging that is already there. Dear angels, thank you. I'm starting to see that the human mind can want to possess. This can therefore give the person the impression of separateness with their twin flame. Exactly. Dear angels, I must further explain that a huge piece of the human experience is to have a physical relationship with other humans. A twin flame person would be no different. Therefore, is it God or divine love's will that all twin flames who incarnate in this lifetime and become aware that they are twin flames reunite in the physical? God's will is for you to be at peace. And as such, if physical union with a twin flame will bring peace, then so be it. Dear angels, my other question is, why would God see to it that twin flames awaken to each other in this lifetime, and then not see to it that they live out their purpose together? Humans have free will choice, as you know. They can choose their path to some degree. For some, this will mean working hard to fulfill a mission. For others, it will mean abandonment of the journey. We cannot assume that all will set foot on the path chosen for them. Thank you, angels. Another question I get quite frequently is, are all twin flame connections romantic in nature? We can see how this can get quite confusing. There is romance and there is deep love. The way two non-related humans express deep love in every way that a twin flame matches up typically translates to a romantic love. But that is not the primary intention, although it does seem to manifest as such. Thank you, angels. Going back to the first question again, because I know that twin flames who listen to these messages will want some clarity. Will there be twin flames in my lifetime who will not reach physical reunion? Yes, we have made that clear. Dear angels, is it because they themselves won't have chosen the path? That is correct. Dear angels, what if one twin flame chooses the path and the divine counterpart of that twin flame does not choose the path? Could the couple in that connection not reach physical 3D reunion? It is possible, but not probable, and here is why. As such, being one person, your divine counterpart is always with you. As you are moving down the righteous path that was chosen for your soul, you are also moving along with your twin flame like a team. Think of the three-legged race concept. You can move forward even if your partner falls. As the fallen partner is being dragged forward, they may not like it, but they are still moving forward nonetheless. And that is the reason that if one twin flame chooses the path, they both choose it. Dear angels, thank you. That makes a lot of sense. I appreciate the illustration. Since twin flames are divided into groups, are there some groups who are not destined to be together physically in this lifetime? The path toward destiny is not a straightforward line. You can destiny jump anytime you choose. Therefore, if a twin flame is awakened and brings to life the eternal fire, but then rushes towards self-actualization, they are moving to another group. They too can reach the summit just like the ones who are already there. Dear angels, I was obviously called to be a leader in the twin flame movement toward reunion. I felt the calling early on, even though I didn't have total conscious awareness of the journey. There are many who also lead. What are the determining factors to twin flame leaders? Oh, dear one, this is decided well in advance. You did not choose it here. You just answered the call. Others did the same. Thank you, angels. Dear angels, am I with my twin flame leading a certain group or subgroup of twin flames? You and your twin flame, they named him here, are well advanced in this soul advancement of this journey. You were already leaders in another lifetime. You're repeating this leadership here. Your twin flame knows this and is preparing. Those who follow you have worked through much in other lifetimes. They are prepared to see things through. Your group has already chosen a very difficult path indeed. Think of somewhere in the Himalayas, but even higher. The tasks set out in front of you have been arduous. The path has been uneven. And yet you transcend, and you are still standing. We are all proud of the progress you have made, both behind the scenes and out in the open. Not all will make it. Some will fall away. Some will choose a different path. Yet those who remain will be rewarded for great work done. You and your twin flame, again, insert name of my twin flame here, are to lead them, guide them, train them, and they will then form their own paths away once the teaching is done. Thank you, angels. This seems like a huge responsibility, and it's very humbling as I don't feel prepared. It is, dear one, but you have already been doing it, so you shan't be afraid. There is nothing to prepare as we give you what you need when you need it. The veil is thin now between our worlds. You can see through to the other side. Thank you, angels. Are there any final messages that you'd like to give to twin flames in my community on YouTube? Be not afraid. Turmoil creates disharmony. Once you remember your part in this, everything will feel more natural. It's normal to want to control, but once you let go, you can freely be who you are, a divine creature of God made with infinite perfection. Thank you, angels, so much for these divine insights. I love and cherish you always. Your love is returned as always, dear one. Thank you. So what is my takeaway from this channeling that I did last night? I was surprised actually to discover the analogy that the angels gave, because I always, if you haven't noticed, if you have been on my channel, you've noticed this. I often give illustrations, like colorful illustrations that I feel others can actually wrap their brains around. And I truly appreciated the illustration of the three-legged race. And it's funny because when they gave me that illustration, they literally showed me a picture of a three-legged race, like, you know, that you would see in a school fairgrounds or a state fairgrounds, but they literally showed me a picture of a three-legged race. And I appreciated that illustration because I know so many twin flames on this path are truly concerned. They're really worried that their twin flame is not doing any of the internal work that is required of a twin flame when you awaken on this journey and you are called to your higher spiritual self and all of the awakening symptoms and work that goes along with it. And I coach many twin flames who have been doing this work for years, maybe a year, maybe 10 years, maybe decades. And they've truly turned inward to themselves. They've faced their inner demons. They've gone through many dark nights of the soul. And all the while, they are observing their twin flame. And if they have been in contact on a regular basis, they have observed that their twin flame might want to have nothing to do with all of this inner work. And so it stands to reason that these twin flames might be terrified of, like, well, I'm doing all this work and then my twin is just sitting back relaxing and not doing much. We're not even interested in the fact that we're twin flames or that we have this soul connection. And I really like the three-legged race because it's true that if you're in a three-legged race with somebody and you're determined to win and get to the finish line, if they fall or if they keep stumbling and falling and then you just keep going, they might be dragged through the mud, they might be dragged through the dirt, and it might not feel very good at the time. But since you're tied together, and if you're determined to make it to the finish line, rest assured they're making it to the finish line with you, whether they're walking through that finish line, running to the finish line, or they're being dragged to the finish line. And I feel that that message truly gives hope to those twin flames out there who are in earnest sticking with the path, the righteous path, as the angels had mentioned, and who are honestly, authentically, and in earnest doing the work that is needed on this journey. And it's truly not about getting a measuring cup out and measuring, look how much I'm doing and look how much you're not doing. It's not about that, but it is about the fact that what the angel said in the beginning of this channeling is that twin flames are one. And so when we get to this concept of, and I'm going to do a video on this actually, twin flames are one, when we get to this concept of possession, like you need to possess them like they're an object, it doesn't even make any sense. It doesn't make sense because you're already one person. There's nothing to possess. You're just one. And the fact that if you're moving through the work, if you're moving through everything, rest assured your twin is being moved through it too, whether they're, again, being dragged or they're walking voluntarily. And so I believe that for the twin flames that have been feeling very weary, this is good news. This is a good message. And I really like the fact too that if you resonate with the messages that I give, and again, I felt a little bit of imposter syndrome doing this, in all honesty, not so much my relationship with my angelic guides, because again, that relationship has been there, but sharing it with the world at large, sharing it on a platform like YouTube, it feels very intimate. It feels like I'm putting myself out there in a way that can be scrutinized in a way. And so I did feel a little bit of imposter syndrome as I was getting prepared to do this. And a little bit, like I said, toward the end of the channeling where I suggested this role of leader and how I haven't felt ready and I don't feel ready. And I feel it's a little bit boastful on my part to kind of put myself into that role. And what I want to say is that it's not as if I chose this role was chosen. And it's sort of in the same way that consciously you don't choose to be a twin flame. The twin flame journey was chosen by your soul. Therefore, it's kind of like you inadvertently chose it in this lifetime. When we're speaking about your human self kind of was like, okay, this was chosen for me before I was here, before I was born. That being said, if you find that you are a part of the collective that I teach to, if my messages resonate with you on a consistent basis, then you know that this is your journey, and that you know that you've chosen the most arduous path. You've chosen the most arduous path. And it's strange that I did not write this down, but the message that I also got is that the path is going to get easier. It has been very difficult up until present, but it's about to start to get easier. So I and that's, again, I didn't write it down, but I did get that sense that it's not like we're going to be climbing above the Himalayas forever. Like at some point you reach the summit and then you are able to move downhill rather than consistently moving uphill. So we've got just a little ways to go as far as this long and arduous task that lies ahead. But as the angel said, like, those who remain will be rewarded for great work done. And when you are done learning from my twin flame and I, then you will forge your own path. And that's basically what was said. You will forge your own path and have your own way of moving about as a twin flame and as a twin flame in reunion, and things will be different because it's kind of like when you graduate. You don't need your teachers with you anymore. You just go on your own path. So I hope this was helpful, twin flame. This certainly was really interesting for me as an interesting way to present this information to you. And my angels assured me that this is the way to go, that this was the way to go, and this is the way to go. So I'm kind of excited to do this and bring this information to you. And like I said, it's certainly a different way of presenting for me. But I hope you enjoyed it, and please do leave a comment in the comment section below, hopefully all positive, you know. And do give the video a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, and I'll see you guys real soon. Bye-bye.